back with another episode. I have had quite the week. For those of you that follow me on social media, you might have seen that I was down and out with the stomach bug last week. All the sickness finally caught up to me. Thought I was doing all the things right, but it got me last Tuesday night. I started to feel pretty crummy and took me out Wednesday, Thursday. I really thought I'd be better by the weekend, but I really didn't feel normal until Sunday, which was crazy. So I'm back and I missed recording my episode from last week. Episode 3 would have been last Thursday, and I missed that so much. I thought about trying to recreate a bonus episode for you guys, but because I feel like I'm so new at this already, I want to be as consistent as I can every week with a brand new episode. And I just couldn't get it together. I seriously felt like I was playing catch up all last week to make up from being sick. It's the end of the month, trying to rally my troops and just, feel like I was getting things accomplished in my day-to-day business, at the studio, and all of that kind of stuff, which is silly too when I think about it, because when I say it out loud, I'm thinking, I got into this type of a business and creating my own circumstances so I wouldn't have, these feelings of, oh, I'm falling behind, or, oh, I need to catch up, right? Because who am I catching up for? Myself, right? And if there's anything that I've learned in this business, that things just don't fall apart overnight. It's not like missing a couple days and taking time for yourself isn't super important, and the business will still be here afterwards, right? So one of the things that I have been thinking about a lot about that has really helped me passionately be successful this year in my own business, and kind of the birth of the healthy CEO and what that looks like for me, has been this notion of slowing down in order to speed up. And I'm always sharing my parallels with my fitness journey and my business journey. It fascinates me how similar everything moves, and how when I look at one part and piece of my fitness and nutrition and health, it's almost like the same thing is happening to me in my business in a different way. So I'll explain in a second. I just wanted to kind of foreshadow what we're going to be talking about today. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Megan Anderson, and I have been in the health and wellness industry now for 10 years. Previous to that, I was a business owner in a completely other industry, completely other world. We had a brick and mortar business for about 13 years, servicing the New England area. So my background is business. I was a business owner in sales, day-to-day operations of our business, and then found this business right at the perfect time. We weren't having kids when we started our business, but had kids while we were growing our business, and it kind of just all came to a head. And in 2013, I discovered this opportunity of direct sales, network marketing, partnered with the Body Company, formerly known as the Beachbody Company. And as they say, the rest is history. My love for fitness, my love for business is now combined and, on my own terms, on my own schedule, which I could not love more, because of the previous statements of all of the things. So when I talk and share with you guys about what it means to be a healthy CEO, all of those things are intertwined for me. And it not only just means being the healthy CEO of my online business, but my studio as well, the fitness studio that I co-own up the street here locally, but also the CEO of my household, of my family, and what it means to be running the show at home too, with laundry and cooking and taxi driving and all of those mom life activities. So the juggle is real, but the purpose of these episodes are to help you to sort of take control of all those things and show you that you can have all the things. I was desperate to be successful in that business field. Not necessarily in that industry, but also desperate to be a really great mom and wife, right? Back in the day, we were kind of taught to pick. You either could be a career person or you could be a mom, but you couldn't have both because one would be sacrificed over the other, right? I want to prove that wrong. I wanted to prove that wrong, so I'm doing both. And today, this is where I am. So I'm excited to share today's episode with you. A lot of times I talk about the business aspect of it, right? I really feel so passionate about this business model, and how it can work for so many incredible women. But today, I want to share with you some things about the fitness aspect, the lifestyle, the healthy lifestyle we lead. Because let me just also say that if you're not leading a healthy and fulfilling life, you're not going to have any of the other things. Okay. So it all starts with our health and our wellness, right? And when we're taking care of ourselves, that's when we can be the best and most healthiest CEO of our life, of our families, and all of that stuff. Okay. So for a program that I've been doing, we talk a lot about recovery. So when you start a fitness program, health and wellness program, it's really important to, depending on what you are into, right? If you are going to a gym, or you're going to classes, and I was actually having this conversation with my students last night about being so well-rounded in your week and making sure that you're adding all the bits and pieces, right? It's not like go cardio. It's not like go strength training. It's kind of like adding and having all the things, right? And so that's the fitness itself aspect of it. But there are a couple of other components that I want to make sure that you guys include to add, so that you can have the most successful recovery weeks that you can. Okay. So typically how I train is it goes in a cycle. So I have about 3 weeks of work, and then the fourth week is a recovery week. Now, that doesn't mean like I just take off and take a rest, or just do yoga or nothing all week. It could mean that for you, but for me, my program, it's all built in. So what we do in my particular metabolic conditioning program that I do is we work in a lot more mobility and stretching movements within the workouts themselves. It's still strength training. It might just not be as much volume as, say, it would in weeks 1 and 2 and 3, right? So that's a typical format that we follow. And actually, starting in February, I'm going to be starting to implement these body block scenarios for my challengers and my clients that are already in the Fit Gym. So every first Monday of every month, we'll start day 1 of our 21 days, 3 weeks of work. And then the last week of the month will be recovery. And then the following Monday, you'll start the next 3 weeks, and so on and so forth. So I'm getting really excited about that. Okay, so let's talk about recovery and what that looks like. And I want to give you guys my best tips and thoughts on how to make the most of your recovery week, so that you are thinking about all the things. I will tell you that this has been a game changer. When we talk about slowing down in order to speed up, these are kinds of things that I'm talking about, right? Back in the day, when I first started my fitness programs, I was like, you have to burn all the calories. You have to burn as many calories as possible. And, you had the watch telling you, and if calories weren't high enough, you did more, right? It was like more, the better, right? And, it beat me up. I felt it. After a couple of weeks. I was like, and then you also had that mentality, the soreness, the better, right? Not realizing that in a lot of cases, you're spinning your wheels when you're doing that to yourself, right? So now, today, we have a lot more information and a lot more knowledge about our bodies and what they need and what is going to be best practices in order to get those results, right? And we are not always just talking about being shredded, having a bikini body and all of that stuff, but those things are going to be a byproduct of what you're doing to take care of yourself, right? So what I found was that when I stopped like killing myself in the gym and started incorporating more mobility, flexibility, like strength, all that kind of combined together, was when I started to really see the results. Not only was I becoming stronger, but the things that I was doing in the gym translated beyond the gym. Carrying groceries up several flights of stairs, or being with the kids outside. Like, I became better in all other aspects, right? I could squat deeper. I could lunge deeper. I could improve my cardiovascular, like my range of motion improved, like pain started to go away, like all of the things. And it was just amazing. And as a result, I started to see that definition because I wasn't beating myself up, right? Okay, so that's the fitness aspect of it, right? But what can we do over and above the workouts themselves? Okay, so I would say number one is at least 30 minutes of mobility type workout. Couple of times a week, more if you can. I would say my typical is what do you want to call it? Wednesdays and Sundays are typical, but my program kind of works it into in between some of the exercises themselves. So, but if you don't have that availability, you always can add in there. So I would say two minimum times a week for some mobility work, yoga work. Three if you can get away with it. You could do it all the time. You could do it 30 minutes a day and just be amazing. Like there's no set limit to mobility yoga type strength training, physical work, right? I would say number two would be your sleep, making sure that you're getting at least 7 hours. People do not realize how much lack of sleep impacts you. It is a stressor when you're not getting enough sleep, when you're struggling to fall asleep at night. Like this is crucial. If you are struggling with your sleep or a nighttime routine is something that you lack, that is something that you could create for yourself, right? A really awesome idea would be to like shutting off your electronics, pick a time, shut off your electronics. You do like a 5-minute bedtime stretch in your pajamas, wind yourself down before you go to bed. And that can be really, really helpful too. But making sure that you're getting at least 7, I would say more if you can. But that's going to be really crucial for your overall recovery and results as well. Okay. Number 3, if you are training 7 hours a week, no lower than 1,500 calories. You need to be fueling your body. And I cannot say this enough, that if you are not getting in enough of the right macronutrients, which is carbs, protein, fat, if you're not getting in enough of food, then you're doing yourself a disservice, right? Your body craves that fuel, right? And so, especially if you're working hard in the gym, 7 hours a week, if you're working out every day, if you're doing something, take your job into consideration too. Like if you're active at work, like think about that, right? You need to be fueling your body in order to get optimal results, right? Your body is craving that, and that's going to help with that muscle soreness and recovery that you might be feeling, right? Post workout. Number 4, carbs are fuel, right? So this kind of goes hand in hand with making sure that you're eating enough, right? But I want to make sure that you guys are prioritizing your protein. This is the number one thing that I see my moms not doing. And I think it baffles me because I just take a lot of this stuff for granted that I am on autopilot about. I don't even really think about it. I am just consuming it on a daily basis, right? But if you're not prioritizing that protein, and you're not including carbs, like all of that stuff works together. Your body cannot survive on the depletion of certain macronutrients. Our body needs everything. Carbs are energy. That's what gives you your energy to fuel and push through your workouts. The protein is going to keep you satisfied, but help with that muscle reinforcement of building that muscle, right? Okay. Number 5 is supplements. So this is a big one too. I get a lot of questions about this. If you have specific individual questions, you can always fire those at me. But supplementation is really going to help you to recover and reach those goals, especially if you're not getting enough food. I will say make sure you're eating food first and then adding the supplements to help you afterwards. Like it really doesn't all work unless it works together, right? It's like all the things are going to help you, not just, okay, I'm going to have no sleep, but have all the supplements. Like that's not good, right? So BCAAs, branched chain amino acids, which is in our protein, right? That's going to help you with it. Soreness, muscle recovery, all of that kind of stuff. Making sure that you're getting in enough of those things is going to help you with that recovery the next day. Creatine is something that I've been taking for years and years. I think there's a big misconception that people think you're going to bulk up. That's totally not a thing. Creatine helps you with like endurance. It's funny because I actually, I've been taking it for years and years and years, and ran out. And I was like, oh, whatever, maybe I don't need it. And I literally was dogging my workouts. Like as soon as it must have like wore off in a couple of days, like the rest of the week was horrible. And I could tell. So it helps you with endurance. It does help you with that, muscle, like what I'm saying, like reinforcement, right? It's not going to build muscle. It's not anything like that. But it's going to help you to kind of push through that endurance that I mentioned. And that sort of thing. The last big tip I have for you is water. Okay. If you are not drinking enough water, you're going to be sore. Okay. Thinking about it like lubing your joints. Like, can you imagine your bones and joints, or your joints rather, feeling like a dry sponge, right? What is a dry sponge like? It's really awful, right? And no wonder if you move around and you're not having any of that lubrication, like how painful that could seem, right? So making sure that you're getting in plenty of water, at least half your body weight in ounces. If you are active in the gym or what have you, more than that, okay? Use a tracking app to track your water and making sure that you're getting in enough, okay? So those are my 6 best tips, best practices for recovery. If you want to feel better in your day to day and get stronger, this is the pieces that you're missing, is recovery. This is what is going to help you to speed up your process, your results, right? By slowing down and taking the time to take care of yourself, your body, your food, your water, your supplements. It all works together in harmony. And it's almost like having one piece without it, you're going to struggle. So, do a self check, do a self body check. Are you creating space for yourself to make sure that this is just as an important part of your day as, say, anything else is, right? And I feel like the biggest thing I hear from most women, moms, mostly, is I don't have the time. Okay. And I'm here to tell you that you can't afford to not spend the time on yourself. I cannot stress this enough. If there's no you and you're hurting or in pain or sick or worse, what happens to the rest of your family, your life, your world? Right? God forbid something horrible happens to you because you're not taking the steps to take care of yourself now. Think about that, right? Don't wait until all the stars align. There are plenty of things that you can do today that you don't even have to spend money on, right? You have to eat food. So make sure that you're getting in what you need from the grocery store, right? Getting out for a walk, those kinds of things. You can totally do things at home for yourself. Take this time, really invest in yourself, right? It doesn't have to be financially. It can be, mentally invest in yourself. Take the time, self-check. What do you need? What is lacking? What could be improved? Go down to these 6 things. What is it that you think that you could benefit from the most? Okay. And then, of course, if you guys are ever needing some help or guidance or additional coaching, I'm always here for you. Mentioned before about our new body block challenges that are going to be coming up starting next month. So that's the fitness piece. I do also coach for nutrition. So if you're needing a deeper dive into that or want to take a free health assessment, I'm here to talk with you about that as well. If you have questions, if you're just like, I don't know where to start, I don't know what to do, I don't know what direction to take, just send me a message, right? Let's talk about it. Working with me might not be the best fit for you, but maybe I could help you to facilitate what that next step might look like. Okay? All right, you guys, I'm excited to be back. I'm so glad I'm feeling better. I am going to try to drop these episodes, regular intervals every week. My goal was 9 a.m. on Thursdays, but it might have to be pushed to like 9:30. And hopefully we'll be just more consistent with that every single week. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited to bring you new topics, new thoughts, what it means to be a healthy CEO and what that could look like for you. If you have specific topic that you would like addressed, or you have questions that I could answer, I'm always here for you guys in any shape or form. Drop those questions below. Send me a message. Find me on Facebook or LinkedIn, or on my website, meganandersonfitness.com. And I would love to chat with you a little bit more about your goals, where you are right now, and where you see yourself in the next year or so, or less, right? Okay, you guys, happy Thursday. Happy Friday Eve. And I